Welcome back everybody, this is My Journey 4K. We are back in IMSA fixed in the Dallara P217. Let's get into it. Looks like we're starting 4th in our class, 3rd. Dropped a few spots early. Somebody else with a similar paint scheme would have been number 48. Couple similar schemes here. One of them looks nearly identical. Strength of the field today is a 28.48. We're coming into this race with a 13.28 rating. We've already fallen down to 5th place here. Cars in front battling side by side. We're going wide on that corner. Gonna lose a few more spots here. Falling down the order quickly. The car with the same paint scheme is on the inside of us right now. The number 43. Remember we're in the 48 here. We have to see what position we end up in when we cross the line here. Almost falling all the way to the back of the field on lap 1. That slow hypercar on the inside. You saw we got really close to them. We'll block the cars behind us. The car's pulling into the pits now. This is a 35-minute race today. A license requirement for entry. Gonna see what we fell down to. Looks like maybe 8. Says 8th currently in our class. This is multi-class racing. There's going to be 2 other classes besides ours. The GTP or hypercar class is the first one. The LMP2, which we're in, is the second class. And the third one is the GT3. We will be seeing them eventually in the race. We're still in 8th. Car behind's trying to make a move to the inside. They decided not to. Maybe make a late move here. We're going to go side by side into this corner. I think we're going to come out in the lead here. They're going to get back underneath us. Ooh. A little bit of a touch, possibly. Very close there. Possibly losing another position. We're going a bit extra wide there, trying to maintain our position. Not on a good racing line at the moment. That car is battling. We're needing to defend. Falling down to 9th place in class now. Sort of looked like maybe something had happened in front of us. It slowed us down that allowed those other 2 to get so close. Although we could have just made a mistake ourselves. This is a fairly strong field today with an average of a 28.48. We have a lot of points available to us here. We qualified 3rd. Not sure what happened, but we've fallen down to 9th. Only 2 laps in, cars in front are battling. Looks like there may have been contact. Looking for damage on our vehicle. I'm not sure I see any. Ooh, car behind, losing a little bit of control there. They did maintain it. We're now right on the tail of the cars in front. They're going side by side. We are also going to go side by side, trying to make a move here. Ooh, we lost control and hit the wall. Dang, we hit that hard. We're going to have to pull into the pits. Get some repairs done. Not a good way to start this race. Watkins Glen is biting us again. You can see the GT3 cars going by. No, that was a hypercar. A few other people in the pits right now. Looks like they've just fueled us up. We're waiting for repairs. Here comes the GT3 field now. Crossing the line. We're going to have to catch and pass the whole group, and there's quite a few. At least most of them aren't battling right now. We're coming out of the pits. It looks like we've gotten a little bit of repairs done. Tiny bit of fuel was added. Hypercar coming up quick. They are going to be slightly behind us. Looks like a few hypercars. This could be the leaders. Looks like it. It says first place for them. Well, Watkins Glen is biting us again. Wasn't too big of a deal there. We did hit the wall. After losing control going side by side there, we just slid sideways right into the wall. Now we're in a ton of traffic. We gotta try and get through this GT3 field while the hypercars are also catching and passing, so they're gonna be passing us. And we're passing GT3 cars. We don't want to give up too much time or space here. We don't want to risk too many things. We don't want to drive too risky and crash again and make the race even worse for us. And to catch some more GT3 cars, you can see the pileup here pretty much. Lots of cars. We've got hypercars passing us at the same time, 3 wide there. We're going to do it again right before turn 1. Hypercars are battling side by side with us. There's so much going on right now. 2 wide all over the place. Hypercars, GT3s, and then us in the LMP2. We're definitely faster than all these GT3s, but we're going to have to cede time to these hypercars. We're going to hold some up as well, just because of the traffic. We're taking that curve really hard. 3 wide behind us going through those chicanes. Hypercars are now 2 wide catching us as we're passing another GT3. I think the Cadillac's going to win that one. I should have known the GT3 was going to be slower. Trying to keep this clean and let everybody by. We have to go wide here, letting the hypercars battle. 4 in a row now. A couple more Cadillacs just behind. Now that we're catching the GT3 cars, we're going to fall in behind the hypercars, going on the inside, locking it up slightly. I think we're going to be alright. Ooh, some contact possibly there. Flashing our lights again, trying to get through this traffic. It's really busy. So many hypercars and GT3s passing all at the same time. We've got okay pace through the corners on the hypercars. They're going to struggle to get by us there, but when we hit these straights, they won't. Finally getting a little bit of clean air here. There's nothing but a couple hypercars in front of us. You can see some more GT3 battling behind, going a little off track. There's a 1x penalty that they took. Flashing our lights, passing one more GT3. There's a few more up ahead. They're not as bunched up as we just were. A lot of traffic with the GT3 cars and the hypercars all at the same time right now. It was not the best time to have to come into the pits. Maybe I could have tried to stay out one more lap and then pit. We're losing a lot of time trying to get through this traffic though. Ooh, looks like an issue with the GT3 cars. We're gonna have to stay way off to the side, hit the wall a little bit there. It's twice we've hit that left-hand side on the wall. Not sure if we had complete repairs the other time. And it looked like the GT3 car that we had an issue with, got into with, was a 4th place in their class. Just a couple more GT3 cars that I could see just ahead. That was a tough break. Had to slow it up really hard there, thinking we could go on the outside, but the Porsche covered that up quickly. This is a 35-minute race. Normally we would have to stop once for fuel, but I think we took on a little bit of fuel and we got some repairs done. We're going to have to stop one more time for fuel. Catching the leaders of the GT3 class now. Barely before the chicane. Should be able to come through here alright. It is probably the GT3 leader just ahead of us in the Porsche. Still 10th in our class. Taking some damage, a few issues, a lot of traffic though, a lot of opportunity to take a lot of damage in there, but we didn't have to. That is the leader of the GT3 class we just got by. So we finally passed the entire GT3 field. Going a little wide, but that is not actually a off-track penalty there. Not unless you hit the grass. There we went wide though, that'll be a 1X. Trying to get as much speed going again. We were stuck behind the entire GT3 field. Now that we've gotten clear, we should have a fairly clear track in front of us. I saw one hypercar was back there catching. Probably won't be till after this lap when they start to pass. If something didn't happen to him back there, I don't see him anymore. A little over 13 minutes into the race, there's the Cadillac. Pit window is open, I believe. Whoa, a Porsche hypercar off track there, coming back on as we got by. Well, we're probably going to have a few hypercars catching and passing us in a little bit. I believe they can find a good spot. This is going to be a bit of a recovery run we're trying to do here. Started in 3rd and then quickly lost many positions. We were in 9th, battling, we went wide there again in that time. Probably because of the damage on our car. We've got to slow it up there next time. Porsche was able to get by with our mistake there. Cadillac should catch and pass us on this straight up ahead. Maybe even through the corners here. We'll just stay to the outside, that'll let them by. We shouldn't lose too much speed with that. See, a GT3 car was coming out of the pits behind us. Ooh. Went in there a little hard. A little too fast. Hitting that curb a little too much. I don't know if that was an off track. It might be. Really struggling in this race in Watkins Glen. We do have better success here, I do promise that. Maybe not this race, but there's several more coming up. We did pretty decent in the last couple of races. Some really stiff competition here in IMSA. Almost every time I'm in a 2,000 plus rated field. And I haven't been 1,300 for very long here. Managing to do okay with the damage that we have. We want pit window to be open probably, but we may try and go all the way to the end of the race without stopping. That'll save us even more time than trying to get this damage repaired to save us a few seconds a lap. Lots of damage on our car though. Taking a hit on the driver's side a few times. The left hand side, you can see the damage in the front and the back there. So I would like to try and pit to get the damage repaired, but I don't quite know if we're going to be able to make it all the way to the end of the race on when we stopped, when we got topped off again a few laps in, but we were just sitting there for a little bit, not taking up any fuel. Our slower laps might burn less too. So it could be that we go all the way to the end of the race. Going a little wide again there. We're struggling with that corner. Probably because of the damage we've taken. Other than that, so far everything's looking okay. Trying to catch a Cadillac and a BMW is coming up behind us. These cars may have taken their pit stop a little early now and are looking to get back around us. You can see we're running a 136.5. Hopping the curbs here with the BMW right on our tail. Hopefully they choose a good time to get by. Right here is great. We didn't quite get back to the racing line before that corner, but it turned out okay, it looks like. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Going wide there yet again. Racking up some points. Gonna hurt our safety rating at some point. Maybe we can take some hits on our rating, but Hypercar is coming out of the pits after taking their first pit stops. They're gonna be just in front of us though, so they will not be disturbing us. But I can see we're catching one of the GT3s. Most likely one of the slower ones, unless if they were just taking a pit stop. Oh, it was 2 ahead of Ferrari. It looks like BMW. Oh, Mercedes. Go to the outside of the Ferrari, no problem. We get to stay in the racing line there. think we're gonna have just enough here to get by on the inside. Nope. Not in time, that's alright, we'll pass them on the inside here. Come around the corner. Without issue. Hypercars behind the two GT3s. Looks like maybe two hypercars. Since pit stops have started, we might want to keep an eye on that after we cross the line if we've gained any positions. Right now it still said 10th. Going a bit extra wide still. Alright, we're up to 9th now. BMW hypercar just coming out of the pits in front of us. Hopefully they can get up to speed in time. Looks like they can. A couple more Cadillacs just in front of them. These cars are not in our class. This is not our fight. Another hypercar is catching us. Acura. Another Ferrari just in front. Cadillac behind us. Probably catching past the Ferrari on this straight here. Cadillac's coming up quick. Hopefully we can get by and get out of the way. There we go. Just in time. Ooh, Cadillac's getting a little loose out there. I'm going to keep it tight to the inside. We're still all over their tail. Struggling for grip a little bit, it looks like. I'm gonna go wide there yet again. Hopefully we keep it under a penalty. The 17X. Still 9th in our class. We might be able to go to the end of the race. Not sure yet. Really interesting paint scheme on the one Cadillac there. Some custom coloring or something. Ooh, slow hypercar in front. We need to flash our lights to let them know that we were coming by. We're gonna get another view of that paint scheme that they've got. Not sure if that's custom or what. Ooh, just wide there. Have to be careful there. It's starting to rack up points. I'm sure we've taken a safety rating hit here, hitting the walls. That's a 2x. Losing control is a 2x. Car contact will be a 4x if it's a fault, or if they think it's a fault. This is PFC, not sure what that means. Catching another GT3 car, could see the red Ferrari just ahead. Hopefully they don't slow us down too much. Flashing our lights, letting them know. And we pulled off to the outside. Trying to get back on the racing line. Got a decent exit there. Just about 25 minutes into the race, 10 minutes remain. How many laps we do will depend on where the leader is when time expires. Started the race in third. Fell down the order early though. Lap 1, we came out in like 7th or 8th. That might not have been. Let's see. And we lost another spot. We were a car in front of us, I think, and then, well, we were battling to get one of those spots back, going side by side into the corner, and then we lost control, slid sideways into the wall, and now we've been struggling ever since to try and get back up to full speed. Lots of traffic to deal with. The hypercars have had to pass us a couple times now because they've taken their pit stops and we haven't. Since we stopped early, well, we did take our pit stop, but we stopped really early, which had them caught up to us early. So we were stuck in there trying to pass GT3s with the hypercars. There's a blue Cadillac behind catching us in a little bit. Starting to catch some more of the GT3 field again. They're a little more spread out this time. Looks like he's going to try to go to the inside here. Not the easiest line to take if they're trying to battle us. Here comes the blue Cadillac. They're going to pass us soon. See if we can keep it on track here. Alright. Catching and passing the Ferrari on the outside. Looks like they're going to pull into the pits. Cadillac is down far low. They should be getting in front of us before the corner. No, not quite. We'll take a slightly late break there. GT3 coming out of the pits. We're going to get by before they get in front. Not a lot of time remains. We'll have to see if we can really make it on fuel or not. Our slower lap times might be saving us fuel. This may just end up being a super early pit strategy and slower lap times with the damage, carrying us all the way to the end. I'd be guessing we'll see some more GT3s, but they're probably a little more spread out, not battling as much in nose to tail. Hypercars are going to be catching and passing a little bit here and there. Their pit strategies are off from each other, so they'll be a little more spread out as well. That doesn't mean that they won't be slowing us down at all. Keeping it on track again that time. It's good news, we finally figured out how to slow it down there. We're probably watching the incident count go up and thinking, alright, well now it's time to go really safe. That might also slow us down a little bit more, saving us more fuel. With about 6 minutes remain in the race. We've got several more laps to do. About a minute and a half lap times around here. Looking like a pretty clear track for us now. Not many cars in front, just the hypercar I could see. Pretty clear behind us as well. I'm a little surprised that by now we haven't caught any of the LMP2 cars, but I guess the damage has really slowed us down so much we are pretty far back. We were in 10th. Somebody must have crashed, allowing us to take 9th place. We'll take it though. We're probably one of the lowest rated, if not the lowest rated in our class. So a flash of somebody in front of us. Another LMP2 car, surprisingly. Just as I was talking about that, looks like we may have caught the back end of our field. Starting to catch a little bit. We've got quite a bit of damage though we've been racing the whole race with. Porsche hypercar in front of that LMP2. You can see a couple more hypercars starting to show up behind us. Some Cadillacs it looks like. We're still 9th in class. Looks like we might be closing on this white LMP2 car in front of us. A little more than a second gap. The hypercars catching might change that. What do we have ahead there? GT3 car and a hypercar. Keeping it on track that time again. Oh, LMP2 car pulls into the pits. We have to pull into the pits as well now. We're going to need to take a splash of fuel. We weren't going to make it to the end with just a few minutes remain in the race. It looks like they just had a drive-through penalty. So they're going to come out a few seconds ahead of us now. We had to take a splash of fuel. Yeah, I didn't see them stop at all. They just drove through. Who's that right there? LMP2 car, I think, just ahead of us. And wow, if we didn't have to stop for fuel, we would have gotten that position with them pulling in for a drive-through penalty. Looks like we might be in 10th right now. GT3 car in front, but 9th is just in front of them. Let's see if we can catch. Cadillac is starting to catch us now. Just behind the GT3. Lots of damage on that left-hand side. We went a little bit wide, but not off track there. Car in front has a somewhat, well, they chose the same type of scheme, but different color combination. Cadillac is all over our tail now. They should be able to get by soon. There we go. They're gonna barely get in front of us before turn 1. We are still in 9th, it looks like, so I'm not sure what position the car in front of us is in, or if they're just a lap behind or something. Because they did pass us when we were in 9th. And then we're still in 9th. So something's going on there. Time is almost expired. I saw the yellow lights on our wheel were lit up. That's telling us we're low on fuel. With not too many laps to go, that should be the case. We are catching this car in front, but I'm not sure it matters much. If we get by, it'll just be that they're a lap or several laps behind. Still, coming up ahead should be the final lap, though. We'll see if the white flag's waving. It should be this time. Not sure where the leader is exactly. I can see him. Not a good camera angle. The hypercar was pulled off. It looks like that might be the end of the race. It is. Alrighty. Well, we started this race in P3. We finished in 9th. Our rating went from a 1328. We lost 43 points. We're down to a 1285. Still really close to that 1.3K. We'll get it back. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.